Let's see what Big Daddy Wade's talking about, man.
I'm not even sure this is reality right now, so
tell me,
I'm
Daddy.
gonna take a drink and we're gonna get through this together.
I want to get through it with you.
Okay, now that that's out of the way, I need to tell you guys some of the biggest news that potentially will ever happen in influencer boxing. That's right, I said ever, forever. It's bigger than Logan and KSI. It's bigger than Jake and Tommy Fury. It's bigger than KSI and Jake, potentially. And we have to talk about it. Breaking news that will absolutely help the entire scene grow and climb this mountain to a new audience. And to be quite honest, it may be the peak. What do I mean? The breakdown. Let's go. But before we do that, that's right, guys, mybookie.ag. It's the spot to be.
I didn't see it, Costi.
You are placing bets on UFC 286 this weekend. Leon Edwards, that's right, he's defending his head.
Trying to get that money, man. You want to make some money, you know what to do, baby. Mybookie.ag.
And if you want to place
use that
some money
Wade
down
code,
on this bad boy, regardless of who wins, you can be the big winner when you use code WADE at mybookie.ag for up to $1,000 in deposit match bonuses. And like I said, it's super simple. Visit the website, click the link in the description, and then use the promo code WADE to exclaim your exclusive deposit bonus. And it's not only that fight, it's Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia coming up, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk potentially coming up. There are a ton of fights that you guys can make picks on, and doing so with mybookie.ag is the place to be. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere. And again, guys, if you are of legal age, it is your money, so please gamble responsibly. Thank you to MyBookie for sponsoring this video. If you want a sports book that gives you the most for your money,
we'll probably check it out tomorrow.
It's time to pick MyBookie. And now it's time to get back into the video.
Pick that bookie,
like I said,
baby.
I'm here at home in Wales with the sheep people, and fresh off seeing my boy Sensei kill it with Kingpin, I came back with the idea to make a video
that shit was
about
ass.
Sid versus Austin, but that shit got pushed to the side like the daily morning routine of a zookeeper in an elephant exhibit. What I'm trying to say is there's nothing more important than this video because I was scrolling on Twitter and found a report from Happy Punch Promotions. Let's take a look at it together as a family. It says Floyd Mayweather and KSI versus Manny Pacquiao and Salt Papi Misfits tag team match is officially in the works. Holy fuck. Now, there's a ton that goes through my mind immediately reading this and seeing it. One, how real even is it? Two, how do you even make this happen? What does the money look like? When is it scheduled for? But let's just break it down one by one. First thing, how true is this? Well, Happy Punch usually doesn't say things unless they have some inside info. And who runs Happy Punch? That's your boy Keemstar.
Killer
Keem! Know the slogan. As soon as he gets the scoop, he's so old, his face is starting to droop. No,
hey,
that's not it. He keeps hey. But all jokes aside, Keem is usually pretty freaking accurate with the things that he reports. And of course, as soon as Happy Punch put this out, you guys can see it here, he doubled down on it saying, making history, hashtag Misfits, hashtag Happy Punch. You guys should know by now there's a very close working relationship between Mams Taylor and Keemstar. Some of these ideas that have come out that have been on the outlandish side, I would assume have been the brainchild of one or two or potentially both of those. So yeah, the boxing purist in me wants to go, no way would Floyd Mayweather accept something like this. No way would Manny Pacquiao, who, by the way, has had an exhibition boxing match of his own 3 months ago versus DKU. Floyd fought Logan and then fought Deji and then fought Aaron Chalmers. The name value is dropping lower than the value of Floyd's assets, which is why he keeps doing these.
And he's talking about fighting Gibbs, or like the potentials of it. So honestly, I can see it happening too. I'm not gonna lie. I can definitely see it happening. Now, the question is it going to happen this early? I don't know, but I think around next year, like, as I even saw a post, because I'm late to this whole situation, but I saw a post where Floyd supposedly denied it on his Instagram, but he also denied trying to fight KSI. He denied trying to fight Deji before it happened. So I would say that I just think it's not the right time, and he's mad that it got leaked, in all honesty.
These things, so it doesn't really matter to him.
And it's just, it's going to make people want to hear more and talk about it, to be honest, in my eyes.
In the works, that could be a reality. Now, what does that verbiage mean? It could mean that they've literally just spoken to Manny and or Floyd about being a part of this. And of course, KSI and Salt Papi are going to sign on to something like this because truly it will be the biggest thing to hit the scene. You're talking about the two boxers that hold the highest pay-per-view buy rate in the history of humankind. Floyd and Pac did something like 4.3 million pay-per-view buys. And seeing that rematch, even if it isn't a tag team setting, people would absolutely shell out money hand and fist for that. Even if they are a bit older, they're still gonna sell. Combine that with the fact that Salt Papi has the blessing from Manny Pacquiao. I don't know if Floyd cares if it's KSI or anybody else, but it's still Floyd and it's KSI, two massive names. And the connection, I guess, with KSI training with Jeff for a little bit in Vegas for Logan Paul #2. So you got that. But regardless, I can't say this is not true. I can't say it's not happening because I don't know. In fact, if Keemstar says it's in the works and they're willing to go public, and if you guys remember, let's take a look at this. Good old Punch Plan, who's usually using me on their channel. They put out a little teaser even back in February on the 26th saying Mams Taylor and Keemstar have hinted at a huge fight in the works that almost rivals KSI versus Jake Paul for the August 25th card in London. So now we even potentially have a date. And the quote was, in the spaces, I guess. We have a huge fight brewing on August 26th. Is that as big as and as newsworthy as KSI and Jake Paul? It's not, but it's close. That was a quote from Mams Taylor. And Keemstar then said, I'd say it's bigger in different circles. I promise you, if it gets announced, it will break the fucking internet. So again, these two are working in close tandem on this and saying it even back then, and now starting to leak it out as we've gotten 2 or 3 weeks out. They're potentially even closer because they wouldn't keep talking about it if it was dispelled completely. If they got just a hard no from either Floyd or Manny Pacquiao, they wouldn't keep talking about it. Someone's interested, and obviously they're interested enough that they're okay with this thing going public as being in the works. You know, I hadn't had one of these in a while.
Yeah.
You almost forget what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the logistics, the money, the cash flow of this thing. It is going to take a lot of money to get Floyd Mayweather to do anything. That's just how he operates. And to be fair to him, it's how he should operate. He understands his value. So yeah, DAZN, Misfits, sponsors, another investor, whoever it is that's going to come on board for this fight is going to have to shell out some money. And I would say Floyd's going to ask for that 7-figure to 8-figure number. We could be talking 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 million to do something like this. And again, that sounds like a lot of money, but Floyd is going to demand a lot if he knows that he is in high demand for this fight. Not to mention, Manny Pacquiao is going to want to get paid high as well, because you're getting your banking on the people that want to see Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao step into the ring together just one more time. So he's going to ask for millions. I'm sure KSI is going to have millions paid to him. And to be honest, if everybody's demanding millions, Salt Papi's going to get a huge pay jump as well. I don't know what that number is, but he's going to get a massive payday if this thing happens too. So yeah, you have to look at it and say, can they afford all that with DAZN as your backer? Yeah, you can. And I'm sure some other investors behind the scenes and some sponsors that are going to be picked up for this thing and getting a ton of people involved surrounding this, all working together on it. They absolutely can afford to do it. It's just going to have to be one of those things that they put all the money behind. I was expecting a little more pop and zing, but
it would be the biggest thing that they, like, come on, bro. They have the money and they have the investors to more than well pay for all of this, I feel like. But in my honest opinion, I just don't think that Mayweather or Pacquiao would let it be up to Mams and all of them to, like, do it. I think Mayweather would head it completely, and then him and Pacquiao would have a deal, and then they would have a deal with KSI and Salt Papi, like, just pay them as if it was an exhibition. I don't think it would be put on by Mams or any of them, or Misfits or Happy Punch, none of that, to be honest.
It's a bit older now, so hey, it's
like, this would be the biggest thing in history, and there's no way Mayweather's not gonna try to, like, somehow put his name as, 100% and then pay everybody underneath him, you know?
It goes down smooth. So all that aside, let's say they actually get this thing worked out. Let's say the money is right. Let's talk about the fight itself. First, I know what you guys are going to want me to say. Wade, this is silly. This is not supposed to be something that happens with two legends. They're going to ruin their reputation. They're going to ruin their legacy. No, they're not. Floyd has already tried to do that inside of the ring and outside of it. The old fans still know who Floyd was. They still know who Manny was. They still know how good they were. So yeah,
and he's still holding his own.
It's different. It's something that's completely new and still being ironed out and still can look to an older audience like this is something that doesn't really reflect boxing. But imagine for a second, you're in that arena or you're watching at home and Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao are making those walks to the ring. And you have to do 4 entrances because Salt Papi and KSI need to walk out first. It is about the influencer boxing scene, but it's more so, in my opinion, about giving one last dance to 2 of the greatest that have ever done it. And in that moment, there's messages being unsaid, because just like me drinking this in the middle of the video, it wasn't just for nothing. In fact,
I am the greatest
is a reminder, just like Floyd and Manny stepping in there one last time is one last reminder of 2 of the greatest to ever do it. And think about what I said. This is a little older, but it still goes down smooth. And even when it's left out of the fridge for a while, it still maintains a bit of that taste, and it still reminds you of what it used to be. Floyd and Manny moving around in there one last time. Is it going to look like they used to look? Is it even going to look like it did when they fought? No, maybe not. But I'm going to get emotional even talking about it, because these things you don't get very often, and we were never going to get them actually fighting again. But just to see them move around again and just to see that competitive spirit, because Manny Pacquiao still wants a piece of Floyd Mayweather. You absolutely know that. And Floyd would be on his P's and Q's, and he would be reminding Pacquiao that, hey, man, yeah, I beat you 50-0, the greatest to ever do it. That trash talk would come out in the ring and in the press.
I think Floyd still got it.
Say that Floyd tagged out, or even
I don't think either of them are as good as like a McGregor or whatever, as far as it comes down to like talking with the press conference. I don't think they're going to sell it that much. I think what's going to sell it is just people wanting to see Mayweather and then fight, and then as well as people wanting to see KSI and Salt Papi. I don't really think it's going to be like crazy drama, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
Manny tagged out and Salt Papi got in there and started moving around with Floyd Mayweather, or vice versa, KSI in there with Manny Pacquiao. These are, in a sense, 3 or 4 different exhibition dream matches that we could possibly have all in one match. This could effectively be the peak of crossover boxing. Now, as far as who wins a fight like this, well, it's going to come down to the strategy of how the fight goes. I think Manny is nice enough to allow Salt Papi to get in and actually move around with Floyd, but Floyd would probably just sit there and like smirk at KSI and everybody else there and do his dances, and maybe even to spite KSI, wouldn't tag out and just would dominate Salt Papi and then have some competitive rounds with Manny Pacquiao. But let's say the rule set was when Floyd or Manny tagged out, then KSI and Salt Papi had to get in. Then things do get a little more competitive. In fact, I think Salt Papi, again, it's been mentioned, is one of the tougher matchups for KSI in the influencer boxing scene, just by proxy of how he fights. He does aim and fire on guys, especially when they're aggressive forward. But on the other end, KSI
Josh got dropped
style with the new karate bladed stance, which is more so window dressing for what he really wants to do, which is big time punches, big time power. He's going to try to put that on you and do so in a way that gets him in and out of range very quickly. So again, what Papi's good at, KSI plays into, but also what KSI is good at, Papi plays into as well. So there is some strengths, some weaknesses there from both
there's some
guys,
stuff both
it's
ways.
competitive.
No matter.
It is competitive, and
weight is too good at this
down
shit.
to at the end of the day, who wants to be more competitive in a scene like this? So like I said, is this thing even really happening? Can it even be worked out money-wise? What are the tag team rules? How do you determine who's in and who's out? It's a little different than just the influencers tagging in and out, with the skill levels somewhat being the same.
To just go ahead and put those eyes on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
This fight? Can we get to see Manny
cute ass
and Floyd have one last dance? And who wins? I don't have those answers, but if this thing is really true, I guess we'll find out.